We have Chris on the line from New Britain. Good morning, Chris. Hi, Chris.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
We're doing great, thank you.
Wonderful. I had a question for your guest. I'd like to know what his out-and-out opinion is on lottery, on playing the lottery. I mean, I've heard different opinions about it. I personally don't play lottery tickets, scratch tickets, or Powerball, or any of those things. And I hear that it's been said that it's really targeting the poor, is really just to get the poor addicted to gambling. What's your guest's opinion or attitude toward the lottery?
Well, Chris, my perception on the lottery, I think it rings a little differently for me because with lottery, it wasn't my forte. It wasn't, it wasn't what took me in. I think that, the commercials that they have, the advertisements they have, the comparing it to like Wheel of Fortune scratch tickets, just the targeting of the audiences always is constantly drawing in younger and younger so that, perhaps it leads into other problems. But as far as the actual lottery, I was never a big lottery player, and it's not one of those things that sticks true and really like fires the fire inside me. But the way that they advertise it definitely relates to, an inclination toward poker, like, how I got into it and stuff like that.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you, Chris. Do you ever worry? And I was wondering about this, Joe, speaking with Joe Turbessi, as I was finishing up the book last night. Do you worry, as a lot of addicts do, about going back?
See, for me, I've always been, at this point anyway, I've put myself in sort of a forefront where I stand for something now. And, my grandfather's legacy isn't the best one based off of what he did and, and the issues that it caused within the family. And for me to be able to possibly change his legacy and to stand for something positive, I've put myself out there, and I treat gambling in a different manner now. Like I can watch the poker on TV, I can read the poker articles, but I'm doing it for a different reason and for a cause that I can really stand true to, which is why I'm okay with, standing for this and really moving forward with it, and I don't look back at this point.
We're going to take a break. We're speaking with the author of Into the Muck. Joe Turbessi is with us. He's also going to be with us at Brad's Listener Luncheon on Monday, June 6th.
And your Listener Luncheon. And I promoted you.
You promoted me.
Well, I owe you something after what I said.
You owe
guilty.
me so many things after the many things you've said. We'll take a break. We will be right back. If you have any questions or comments or insights for Joe, certainly give us a call. And this show, the whole hour actually, today and each day, brought to us by our wonderful friends at Kearns & Kearns. We'll be right back.
The Brad Davis, Mary Jones get-together, Leatherneck and Lace, and Mary and our very special guest, Joe Turbessi, Into the Muck, How Poker Changed My Life. If you want to talk with Joe, 1-888-574-2723. I just want to mention to you, my dear friends, that Monday the 6th, I want to give you the information for our listener luncheon at Adams Mill in Manchester. Joe, wait till you meet him in person. He's a dynamic speaker, and I'm so glad that he could have the time to join us for our listener luncheon, and Mary's going to be there, too. I just want to give you the menu. For $25 per guest, that includes your choice of ranch house sirloin, fresh stuffed Boston scrod, or chicken marsala. And you can call any day after 9 o'clock, Adams Mill, to make your reservations, 860-646-4039. 860-646-4039. The three of us will be together at the Listener Luncheon at Adams Mill on Monday, June the 6th, and I hope you will be there.
And Joe's story, he is, and I admire this about you, an open book. It's a fantastic book, the actual book, but your life is an open book at this point, and you're so candid, you're so open about it, and that's to be applauded, by the way.
And he'll take questions at the Listener Luncheon, too.
Absolutely.
He'll take questions from our listeners that are at the luncheon.
And we have one right now. We have Pat from West Hartford with us. Good morning, Pat.
Hi, Mary. Hi, Brad.
Hi.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Pat.
Thank you. I have a question for you. It doesn't have to do with poker. It has to do with blackjack. And I just wondered if you're familiar with what they call counting cards, and if college kids are doing this, because usually it has to be very intelligent young people, like maybe even almost Mensa, and it doesn't necessarily have to just be college students, but I wondered if it filtered down to that, because if you know what you're doing, these if they get caught, they're in big trouble. But they can earn thousands and thousands and even millions of dollars.
Oh, absolutely. And I actually read a book by someone whom I know pretty well. It was about the card counting and how he got into card counting and stuff like that.
Is that Richard Harvey?
No, it's actually Josh Axelrod. He's younger and eventually developed his own online poker addiction to the money that he won with the blackjacks. But what happens with that is I don't know that it's as prominent as it was back when MIT kind of cracked the code a little bit there. As far as now, I think casinos have kind of kept an eye out on it. It's definitely,
How do you do it? Explain. What is it?
The card counting basically tells it's trying to interpret what cards are going to come next in the deck, so that you can hedge your bets based off of what the running quote unquote count is of the deck. I don't know a lot about it because I was mainly into poker, but with the blackjack and stuff like that, I definitely think it has the same appeal of breaking out and becoming, making it rich and stuff like that. And I think that's definitely.
But I just wondered if it has filtered down to college students by now.
I think it did more so than now. Now I think poker's kind of been, lately the forefront, and I'm not sure what'll be next.
Okay.
There is Pat.
Thank you.
Since you're from West Hartford, there's a gentleman in West Hartford. He's wonderful. His name is Richard Harvey, and he's an expert on blackjack, has written several books, and he actually has his own card counting system. So just to let you know, he's a local guy. Maybe we'll get him on at some point. He's fascinating.
I just